Over 12,000 of you have already ordered at least one set, and I'm only holding half of what you're going to find out to be the today's special value. Anytime you hear that music on QVC, that means stop what you're doing. Come take a look. Today's special value is something we believed in so strongly, and I want you to give us a couple of minutes to be able to tell you why you want to buy this from Bethlehem Lights. You're getting two of these. We called each one a branch, so you're getting this one with its own box and controls, longer battery life than ever before, and then you'll get a second one. There are 5 colorways for you to be able to go ahead and discover, and instead of the price of almost $70, you're saving $13.88. Normally these would retail at $63.88. So much to talk about. 5 easy pays on everything all day long means you can get these home if you're willing to use a credit card or your QVC card for $10. And then you will find you will use these year round to be able to decorate. Before I talk about all the different colors, I also want you to realize that you don't necessarily have to just put them in an urn. Just come with me just a couple of minutes. Like, take a look at what we've done here. So you could use these as a centerpiece if you wanted to do something like this. Come on over here, because I have to say, this is my favorite corner, because these are color flip. Now, it's early, so I said to Rachel, color flip, color flip. That means they can be white, or they can be multicolor, which looks like fireworks if we're talking July, but the holidays if we are talking about this time of the year. And there's actually two and a half sets in this urn, and a lot of us have those big urns. Here you will find you can take the garland you've used year after year after year, and just by manipulating these inside, you're going to find that that garland now has new life. It's that designer look that we love so very much. So here are some of the possibilities. We haven't even talked about Thanksgiving. Come on over here, and then we'll run. I could run outside as well. Look how beautiful this is. Huge oversized basket. These you can buy at the craft store, or if you love to take things from outside, like I talk a lot about taking branches and maybe spraying them. But here's the deal. I can't wrap lights around this. Even if I tried to with micro lights, it's not going to be as neat and beautiful because the wires on these just disappear. One more thing, and then I'll go back and we'll talk about the colors. Take a look at this room. Would you not love this as your fall table? Here's that garland down the center, and they've tucked them inside. Here are baskets, and you will find, because we will show you, you can take maybe arrangements you already have, and suddenly when you add the today's special value, now you've elevated the whole look. Let me walk on over here, and we're going to say hello to Rachel Pavis. Rachel is part of the Bethlehem Lights team. She's a designer. She has brought us things for many, many years. We've had different versions of something like this, Rachel, because I own them.
Yes.
And all I did was go to the craft store with my coupon, and I bought like a really tall vase. And then in one I put stones in, and the other one I put like Easter eggs in. You will use these year round. There's nothing like the quality that we're going to show you out there. Do you mind if we talk about the colors?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Right over here.
Because that's the hardest thing. I know, because I was awake at midnight, like some of you, like Rachel as well. And if you want gold or silver, think about that. The gold is going to have gold wiring, and we're going to come close. Oh, that's perfect. Take a look. There's no way you could do this by yourself, and there's cheap versions of this out there, but what you're finding is the highest quality. Bethlehem Lights, professional quality. The silver, so the gold is going to have gold wire. The silver is going to have, the silver metallic is going to have silver. And then we have 2 natural colors. The dark natural is going to be wrapped with a bronze wire, and it looks as if, you know how when just little droplets hang on something? To me, that's how the lights appear. And there's going to be 60 lights, LED lights on each branch. The white is what I settled on for what it's worth, and that has silver wire to it. And then the lighter natural White already very limited, most popular. I guess you're all thinking the same thing as me. So there's dark natural, which is sort of what you would see in the fall. And then the lighter natural is more of a rattan. Is that fair?
You know, it's just a little richer chestnut colored brown.
Chestnut color, I like that.
And that also, that has that copper wire that you can see on there. So the wire disappears, like you said.
Yes.
Pat, so many firsts for this one that I'm really excited about.
I don't blame you.
And for one,
Should
like
be.
yeah, right, it is exciting. So this is the first time that we are offering these so that you can use them outside. And that's absolutely huge. We also upgraded our battery box to our smart battery box. So that has a lot of different features.
Come this way with me.
So our smart battery box, what that means, Pat, is it has a bright and a super bright, because this is professionally lit. These are professionally lit. And you said that in the beginning about how you can't actually do this yourself, because each one of these strands is created for these branches so that you don't have wires strung between the branches. It's up the branch because each of the strands is professional.
And take a moment, because my big fear is when you're sitting at home, you're thinking, what's a branch? I mean, what are you two talking about? Each one of us are only holding half of today's special value, if you think about it that way. But Rachel, you as a designer, you can manipulate these, and there's lots of branches within the one, I almost want to call them stems, within the two stems that you're going to get, correct?
Right. Yes, and so basically you have a set here with this other one down that's on the coffee table. You can bend and mold them. In fact, this one on the coffee table, we bent the base of it completely so that it can fit.
I'm going to go ahead and...
Yeah, we can even just kind of deconstruct this a little bit. Not at all. There we go, so that you can show that that is actually bent.
Do you see what Rachel did with this? So you're getting two of these branches. So the bottom portion, despite the fact that this is where your box will be, you can manipulate that very, very easily. Then you lay it down and you use something to cover up the battery box, and you just have fun with it.
Just really, there are so many different ways that you can decorate with these, Pat. And this is the first time that we are offering our translucent battery box, which is really incredible, because that means, Pat, you can hide it so easily.
Yes.
So here's our battery box, and I can go through how this works.
All right, that would be great. I'm going to change sides with you.
So this is 2C batteries is what it is. And so there's your battery box. Notice it's translucent. The wire from the battery box to the top of the stem is also translucent, so it's super easy to conceal. Let's see. Can you guys see that okay?
Okay. You know what? Can you walk around this way, just because the branches are in your
blocking.
way? Yes.
Okay, so here's our smart battery box. You can see you have your on-off button. There's also timer feature, so you can do a 4, 6, or an 8-hour timer. Then is your light option. So that's going to help us to go through all your different settings, which has 3 speeds of glisten and 2 speeds of twinkle. Then next you can set that timer. Here's our color flip. So the color flip allows you to go between clear lights and multi, and that's because this is the Bethlehem lights technology. And then here at the end you have something called super bright. So if you want them extra bright, you can hit the super bright. If you want them on your standard brightness, you can do that. So first time that we have over 5 months on the battery life too. So
wait a minute, over 5 months, just regular 2C batteries on this, because you're going to use them year round.
Yes.
I mean, you can see what Rachel and her team have done over here. You know, I bet somewhere in the attic, in the basement, you've got a vase you haven't used forever because it's big and you're like, what am I going to put in that? This is faux snow in here. This is one today's special value. There'll be 2 battery boxes. And here's the cool thing. You could go ahead and have these on the clear, or just by clicking the button, I can now make these colorful, just add a little more snow here and cover it up. I mean, to me, that's the best part about this. There's so many options.
Yeah, so you did the color flip, and I can show you too, Pat, how it also goes through all those really fun settings. So again, you can do this if you want it on the clear lights, but then by just pressing a button on your battery box, it will go right, by press the button and it goes right to your multi. So clear or multi. The other thing that you can do, Pat, is your lighting options. It does 3 speeds of really pretty glisten. So there's a faster glisten. There's your twinkle. It does a slower twinkle, and it does that steady on. So again, there's the fast glisten. And it's really just a phasing on and off of the individual lights. There's that medium glisten, and then there's a slow glisten. And then again, the 2 twinkles. But it does all of that for both the multicolor, and for the clear lights. So you're getting so many different features in this
you really
smart
are
battery
getting
box.
so many options. All right, you're inspiring me to go outside. Rachel
do
and
it.
I are actually holding one today's special value. I mean, you get 2 of these. That's the beauty of it. Indoor, outdoor.
Yeah.
I never thought, Rachel, that you would be able to create these, and we'll have to come back and,
Right,
and
because
go
there's
through
so much
that
to
way.
see. Exactly.
Yes. Outdoors. You can use these outdoors, and they don't only have to be with the covered porch, as we always talk about. So tell me
Yes.
about some of the things that you did here.
Okay, so when we talk about planters outside, one of the things that you want to create in your pieces is you want to have thrillers, spillers, and fillers. So when you think of that, your thriller is going to be the pieces, the branches that are going to be sticking up. They're going to be thrilling. Then you're going to have the filling pieces, and then you're going to have the pieces that spill over. So I love that you can see all of that here. You've got your thrillers with your branches. Then you have, your thrillers, and then you have in here your fillers, and notice some spilling over the edge of the pot. So that's how you can create these amazing masterpieces. I mean, look at this back here.
Yes.
If that doesn't look like the front of a catalog, I don't know what does.
And that could be the Bethlehem Lights garland that I know I've had for lots of years, that I'm just like, okay, what could I do to make it look different? And you can manipulate the bottom of this, and you can just go ahead and spread it out. Talk about the size and how long are the branches?
Okay, so the branches are 36 inches in length, but again, the bottom to that can be easily bent so that you can make it shorter or longer. And as far as the fullness, I mean, Pat, you're going to see so many different ways that you can kind of spread them out more or less. So it really just depends on how you want to go ahead and fluff these out. But I love that with doing that, you notice, Pat, you don't see wires going from the top because each of these light strands is particularly created for these branches so that the lights come up. They go all the way to the end of each of the stems and creates that amazing look, that designer look that we all want in our homes.
All right, my friends, don't be afraid to call us if you love Bethlehem Lights. One of the nicest things to discover about Bethlehem Lights, and we'll keep walking so that you can go ahead and see more ideas.
Let me show you this
look at
tree.
that front door. Is Bethlehem Lights is a professional lighting company. You will get these if you decide to put them away and take a break from them. Anything, their wreath, their garland, their professional quality. So year after year, they're made to be used, to enjoy. The quality is here, unlike the quality that you find so many times other places, because these are easy to manipulate. Miss Rachel's here. She's got the Christmas tree, or it could be the outdoor tree next to your front door.
Exactly. So, I mean, we talked about how you can bend that bottom piece. So I did that here with this one. That's how we just curved it. So that's going to allow you to fit it into different size vessels. I love too, if you have a vessel that has maybe a very narrow opening, you can fit these right in there and the battery box can tuck behind.
Perfect.
So here I have this tree, and I was thinking that, now I'm just going to kind of get you started on this, Pat, to show you. Because it's battery operated, I can tuck that battery box right in there, but then you could get a couple, maybe 2 sets of these.
Well, and Rachel, you do this at home.
Yes, so my tree at home in my foyer, I have the set from before, and what I've done, Pat, is I actually create a really fun big topper to it. So I have
That would be amazing.
2 sets, and it's all spilling out of the top because that's another way you can do it. Battery operated, no wires hanging down, but it allows you to create these pieces that we see in the stores, the designer pieces and these amazing catalogs at a fraction of the price.
14,000 already spoken for, and Rachel, I don't mean to be very careful. One of us, and hopefully neither of us, are going to fall down the step. But this could be your Bethlehem Lights tree that you love that already has lights on it. But when you add branches here, you can take fresh stuff from outside. Maybe you have holly, or go to the craft store and buy the faux, whatever the case may be. All right, we're going to walk you around, and then we're going to talk about the choices. How about the window box?
Oh, my goodness.
Every time I see a new place that you've used them, I think to myself, the window box would be great with this. Next to on your front porch, literally in any tree, you could put these, or you could make yourself just with a big urn. I heard Melissa say last night that she took her big urn, because we saw pictures of her house.
Yes.
She used the wreath, and then she popped these in the center, and then you can fill in with anything you want. But let's talk about choices again, if you don't mind.
Yes.
So we'll remind you, there's 2 naturals. There is the lighter natural which is, how did you describe that,
Like a
Rachel?
chestnut brown.
Like a chestnut brown. Most popular, oh really, most popular, most limited.